everyone, so I am back with a twin pregnancy update. So this video is going to cover weeks 27 and 28. I'm currently 29 weeks pregnant. Oh, I am tired. So the first thing I want to talk about is my specialist appointment and how my ultrasound went. Those are kind of the important appointments because whenever I go in, they check the babies and they check obviously their growth, their fluid levels. Lately they've been checking like their brain, like blood flow as the heart pumps. It's crazy. But I went in and they did all their little tests and they ran everything that they needed to run on the twins, and everything came back great. And if anything, I was actually a little surprised because normally when I go in, I just see the ultrasound tech. She does everything, she checks everything, and then she types up like a little quick report, takes pictures and the report to the doctor. The doctor looks at it, confirms everything looks good, and then we go on our way. The last two times that I went there, the doctor came in and chatted with me for a second. And typically that's kind of been like a, why are you here? Why are you talking to me? Because it's like when you see the doctor, you think that they're gonna tell you that something's wrong. But the last two times, the doctor's just come in, she's chatted with me a little bit. And I think, I don't know if maybe because I'm in my third trimester now, that's kind of like the new routine that the doctor comes in and chats with you. But when the doctor came in this time, she was just so awesome. I just felt so good. She just came in and she said, the babies look great, everything's looking good. And she just kept going on and on about how just great they look. She said that there's only a 2% difference as far as growth between the two of them. And she's like, that is so good. She's like, usually with twins, sometimes one of them kind of starts to take off and be a little bit bigger, like 10 to 15% bigger, you know. And she's like, but they are 2% different. Baby A was weighing, let's see, baby A was 2 pounds and 10 ounces, and baby B was 2 pounds and 8 ounces. And they both were measuring at 28 weeks and 1 day, which is, I went in last week, so I was around 28 weeks then. And she said that they just look great. So she just kept saying it over and over again so much that it just, when I left, I just felt really good. So it was just a really great appointment. You can just see so much more like definition with the twins now, just because they're just getting so big, like their facial expressions. I mean, baby A, like his eyes were opening and closing. He was like opening his mouth, and just, it was just crazy, like just to like see it like live, like to see them moving around so much, and just, I don't know, it was just such a great appointment. Every time I leave there and I have such a great appointment like that, I just feel so good. A few days before that, I saw my regular OBGYN, the doctor that's gonna be actually delivering the twins. And it was really funny because she measured my belly, and she said that let's see, that was like a week and a half ago. She said that I was measuring around 36 weeks, even though I was at the time like only 28 weeks. But since it's twins, obviously my tummy is a little bit bigger right now. And she said, yeah, you're measuring about 36, 37 weeks. And I found that just to be so funny because I was, let's see, I was 38 and a half weeks whenever I had Connor. And so just to kind of already be at a place in my pregnancy where I was whenever I had Connor, it's just kind of insane that like I'm probably at this point like further along than I was when I had Connor. And that kind of just blows my mind a little bit. Like if anything, it kind of scares me because I'm just thinking like, okay, does that mean that I can go into labor at any time? Like, can my body only take so much, you know? But you know, she was just saying that everything looked great. They talk to the specialist, so they always see the ultrasound reports and the pictures. So everyone's just giving me the thumbs up and saying everything looks good, which of course makes me feel great. Now the glucose test. So I mentioned in my last video that I had to do the glucose test, and I passed that, which thank God. I, for some reason, was starting to get kind of nervous about possibly having gestational diabetes. I just started Googling stuff, which I shouldn't have done. And what I was seeing was saying that, you know, if you have twins, you have a higher risk of developing gestational diabetes. If you're over the age of 30, which I'm 31 now, you have a higher risk of developing it. And so there were just a few factors that I just thought I probably totally have it, and that's gonna really suck. But thankfully it came back normal. I don't have it, thank God, but I am anemic, which I started to kind of feel might be something that I would have. And even my doctor, when I did my glucose test, said that there was probably a high chance, or it was common that I would be anemic, just because I have twins and they're kind of like sucking the life out of you, you know? So it's like, it's possible that you would be anemic. And but I started to feel like I probably was, because a few days before I got the test results back, I started having kind of like these, I guess like dizzy spells a little bit. I noticed it one evening whenever we were upstairs working in the nursery, and I just was doing like a lot of up and downs, like standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down, and I just started to feel kind of lightheaded. So I went and I laid down, I felt fine. The next day I felt fine, but then I started to kind of feel a little dizzy in the evening. And then the day after that, like I was dizzy all day. I was very surprised. It was like, it didn't matter how much I laid down, like what I did, like I couldn't like shake it. And I just started to feel really tired, like my energy was kind of getting low. I just started to feel kind of icky. And so when they sent me the report saying that I was anemic, I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. And I'm glad that it's something that my doctor said I would most likely develop anyway. So I'm on iron pills, and since taking those every day, I feel a lot better. I haven't had any dizzy spells. I take them with orange juice. I had posted a picture on Instagram about being anemic and taking iron pills, and you guys were like, don't forget about the fiber, you know? So I'm consuming a lot of fiber and water, so all of that is operating nicely. Something else I've noticed probably in this last like week or so is I think I'm starting to experience Braxton Hicks contractions, and I never had that with Connor, so I wasn't really sure like what they felt like. But I started to notice last night, it was probably like the first time where I was like, okay, this is probably what's going on. At first I thought it was just because maybe the twins are getting so big, and sometimes like if I'm laying back like watching TV or like laying on the couch or whatever, I'll feel kind of like this weird pressure. It's almost like a tightening in my stomach. And for a little while I thought that it was maybe just the twins moving around and maybe like stretching out and kind of like pushing against my stomach. But last night I was watching TV and I was laying back, and I just felt like this, and it hurt, like tightening in my stomach. And it would kind of come and go a little bit. It wasn't real contractions, because I know what real contractions feel like. I experienced that whenever I was laboring with Connor. But it was just this really like achy, like tight, like pressure feeling. And then it would kind of release, and I would feel a little bit better. And then if I moved a certain way, it would kind of start to tighten up again. And it was the first time that I was like, okay, like I've noticed this on and off like the last like week. And so that's probably what this is. Again, I could be totally wrong. It could just be them moving and stretching and my stomach just kind of trying to, you know, make room for them. But I think it's Braxton Hicks. You guys let me know if, you know, kind of like what your experience is with that. Because again, I never experienced it with Connor, so I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of guessing at this point. But yeah, I kind of feel like that's what it is. It typically happens whenever I'm like doing a lot around the house, kind of on my feet. You know, like yesterday it happened, I was like cooking dinner and we went grocery shopping and just like running around. By the time I got home, it was like, I was exhausted, you know, and so I started to feel that. So I was like, I wonder if that's what it is. But let me go ahead and show you my belly shot, and then I'm gonna wrap up the video. Okay, so here I am from the front at 29 weeks. My belly button's still poking out quite a bit. Here I am from the side. Hop up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. And it's just really hard, like all over. Like, yeah. Like if I try to suck in, yeah. It's like no getting around it anymore. It's like officially there. Watermelon is in my tummy. That's exactly how it feels. So again, there I am at 29 weeks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.